Hello, and I'm going to be trying this again. This time we got some video, and let's see what happens from here. So first off, let me introduce my testing toon here. Good old Chuck Norris, Human Monk, level 120. Here you have a good look at him. I'm pretty proud of this transmog here. And the sound doesn't quite come through. I want to work on that a bit. Okay, anyways. He is a level 120, and he's going to be kicking some ass in some raid content. Now this raid content may be geared for level 60s, but that never stopped anyone. Today the first target of Mr. Norris will be good old Ragnaros. And he is the leader of the fire elementals, and he lives in the bottom of Black Rock Mountain. That's this big thing here. Some people might be saying, well, isn't it a little bit unfair to be beating up on such low-level monsters? And to that I say, but the loot. I don't think I've done the attunement quest, so we might have to just run in old-fashioned style. But no reason not to do the attunement quest. Oh look, a rare. And that was a rare. Not bad. A fist weapon. We have not collected his appearance. I have no bag space left. This was poorly thought out. Chuck Norris doesn't punt dwarfs, he myrtleizes them. Now, in order to do the attunement quest, that is, to jump right to the end and jump into the raid, I have to go through this kind of thing in this dungeon here and pick up a rock. That rock is somewhere over here. Let's see. It's been a little while here. That rock is around here somewhere. I think that other guy just fell over out of shame. Some people don't know this, but Chuck Norris is the one who knocks. Normally, if you're at the right level for these dungeons, these guys will chase you down. But at my level, most of them are like, oh crap, don't look at him, maybe he'll ignore us. And maybe they're right. Oh look, a boss. General Angerforge. I I think I just defeated him by looking at him. And some pants. I've got to get rid of something and I really don't know what I want to get rid of here. And I'm just going to stand here and let them throw an axe at me because reasons. I think I'm in the right track. Let's start a bar fight. With all these dwarfs, this is going to be a short fight though. Now these lizard men work for Ragnaros. They're fire lizards. And they're dead. And more transmogs. I don't know what I want to get rid of. I really should have sold all this junk before I came here. This was not thought out. So now I have to do this council fight, boss. Basically, these 7 dwarves. Now, these aren't the 7 dwarves from Disney. These are the anti-7 dwarves. We got Doom, Seth, Vile, Hate, Hillary Clinton, Gloom, and Dope. I just forgot how to turn it on. As you can see, I have to take them out one by one. And there's the loot. More transmog. And a nice amount of gold, too. Now, somewhere around here is that rock that I need. First time I did this, I was much lower level, and it was actually a bit difficult. Some people can pinch out a flame on a candle. Chuck Norris can pinch out a elemental. And I'm a toon. I will be a toon when I turn that in. But now for the main event. So back when the game first came out, this was the end game content. This is a 40-man raid. As you can tell, it says 40 up here. And they used to. It was designed for 40 men or players, gender inclusive, men, women, genders to be named later. And they were all level 60, and it took a lot of coordination. Now you'll notice that even though this guy is smacking me around, I'm not losing any hit points. I'm really overtuned for this. And this used to be something that took hours and hours to do. And you can see here, I'm really not paying attention to it. Just sort of focusing on thinking of interesting things to say. And failing miserably. But These core hounds. These are a pain in the butt because if you don't kill them all at the same time, they keep reigniting themselves over and over and over again. Unless you can do a massive AoE ass-kicking roundhouse kick like moi. And I've just pulled a boss, Lucifron. I think he's named after Lou. I'm just going to pull all these core hounds together and then get this other boss named Magmadar. And boom goes the dynamite. Let's see what toys we get. That doesn't seem like a lot. Huh, ooh, that's new. I don't need him, but he's pretty cool. Now, back when the level cap was around 85, it was still rather challenging to do these dungeons, and so the game still allowed a lot of loot, like 100 gold, and enough loot for a full 40-man raid to be, and if you notice there, I killed 2 bosses, only got like 5 or 6 purples. They nerfed that later because they realized how easy it was to do this when people just racking up gold for some reason. So we're just going to go ahead and get the next couple bosses here. One of the new advantages, since they've updated things a bit, is they've added maps. They didn't have this in the original stuff, so we got to kill all of these bosses before the last boss will spawn. Just don't want to take a wrong turn at Albuquerque. Here we have, I guess it's Gehennas. There we had Gehennas. And some more stuff. Next up we have Gar. Apparently this guy rocks. That was Gar. Now that's interesting. Sometimes you find interesting little pieces of loot like that. Now you have Shazra. And Baron Geedon. When this came out, they had to work really hard to keep those people apart. You know, they were like exes. But now, I mean, you just take them out together, like exes. Yes, I used fire to kill fire demons. Bail out! Did I do that? We now have two more bosses, and then we can get to the big show. When I say big, you'll see what I mean. Nice. Now this is Major Domo Executus. These fire lizards are actually based on the same model as the Naga, a race of fish people. Fish people, fire people, there's not much difference, right? First world problems. I'm trying to open the chest without looting the body. Just gotta find that right square to click on. Think I found it back here. Whatever would I do without this low level loot? Well, screw it. I'm not going to waste time on that. Yippee-ki-yay. I swear most of these guys are dying. I'm just giving them dirty looks. Try ganging up on me. Let's see how many show up. Is that all? Okay, well, bye-bye. Technically, I just punched a giant mountain to death. Okay, that doesn't work. There is, or was, a guild around that was called Molten Core Swim Team. And it is fun swimming here in the Molten Core. That's not gonna work. I might get killed here. Hold on. Damn, that sucked. Oh, there I go, showing off, showboating, goofing off, and that was the other thing. They changed it so that lava damage would not do a set amount, but rather a percentage. Used to be you could just sort of sleep in there. And it does give me a little bit of pleasure to think about Chuck Norris sleeping at the bottom of a volcano like the Red Lion. Okay, getting back to where we were. These guys are dropping like so many flies. And here we go. We're going to fight one of the tallest bosses in the game. Not Fish Face here, but his boss. He is pretty tall, isn't he? I mean, look at the comparison. It's little old me right here. I mean, this guy's hammer is bigger than Fish Face there. Now, since I can't get audio from the game to come across, Fish Face here saying, "Boss, these guys kicked my ass and they wanted to see you, so here they are." And Ragnaros is saying, "Furry fool, you brought him right into my lair." Well, but he sounds cooler than Skeletor. According to DBM Deadly Boss Mod, combat starts in 1 second. Combat ended in 3.5 seconds. There's some nice stuff here if they were from my class. This is all Warlock stuff. That's male. I can't use that. I can't use that. I can't use that. I can't use that. So all this stuff. But it was fun kicking the crap out of the tallest boss around. But wait, there's more. He wasn't the only one to be interesting. There are other stuff around here, but first I need to sell all this crap. Bear with me. I need to make more room for stuff. Next stop to the room of portals so we can go somewhere else and kick more crap out of really low level stuff to make us like feel like really big men. So we killed a Fire Lord. Let's go kill an old god, or at least the eyelash of one. Some of you may be wondering what the hell this is. It's really hard to tell as it's literally moving as we get closer to it. So let's just get a larger view. Huh? Looks really cool, right? We need get further back. No, we gotta keep going. That's still hard to tell what it is, man. I mean, that's big. I mean, that's huge, like Donald Trump. Huge. Starting to get a picture yet? This is a sword that someone stabbed into the planet. That's the scale of things here. Speaking of scale, we're going to go to one of the other 40-man raids that was at the start of the game. Now this one has an old god. Basically, World of Warcraft likes to steal things from other creators, and this one they stole from H.P. Lovecraft. This is toon, based on Cthulhu. Whereas the previous set of bad guys were all fire monsters and rock monsters, this is all Egyptian themed and bug themed. This one's slightly harder to solo because things can actually mind control you, and if somebody mind controls Chuck Norris, you instantly wipe. And we've already got some loot on the first boss. This is promising. Now this raid has the benefit that I can actually mount up. But wait, what am I thinking? I have the special mount that can only be used in here. I have all of these. Let's go with red. I don't know, this raid just sort of bugs me. You can skip bosses with this one, but it's not necessarily a best idea. Mostly because things will just build up on you. Don't mind me, just another bug walking through here with an awesome beard. And they bought it. Two in a row, not bad. This is sort of a gauntlet run because these bugs will just keep respawning, so you just sort of need to keep running. Vankris, the Unyielding. Taste good with tartar sauce. This boss, actually, you need to have cold attack to still beat him, so he's off the table for today. I have forgotten that I can use a mount. It goes a little bit quicker. But now we gotta fight Princess Huharan. And, yeah, I don't really normally say these things out loud, so. Let's bust out the old trusty bug zapper. Nothing interesting there. Next up are the Twin Emperors. And this is a fight where there's two bosses at the same time. That one boss is good at one boss you want to fight with ranged, and the other you want to fight with melee. But there's just little old me, so we'll see what happens. Now this giant floating eye is Toon, and he's talking to these guys, and the thing with the old gods is they're mostly trapped in prisons, and they can still whisper and cause madness and cause badness to happen. I wasn't doing much damage to him. I guess I won. And the cool thing about two bosses is two sets of loot. Well, that's cool. I could always use another Anubisath idol. Now we've got Oru, and then the last one. Oh, sorry, wrong way. Let's see what happens here. Ah, who would have guessed? They died. It's kind of fun just to pwn everything in here, but still. To the next to last boss. He thinks he can hide under the sand. He's wrong. A gun? What does Chuck Norris need with a gun? Except for all those movies where he has a gun. Round and round and round we go to the top of this little old god bug infested nest we go. Imagine running this with 40 players, having to coordinate all those people. Now, I want to see what you think about this thing. I hope I didn't break it. It's kind of like a crab monster, isn't it? I am now stunned. Huh, shocking. Big money, no whammies, stop. I kind of have to go back to the beginning in order to turn this quest in, and I am frankly not going to do that. Or I was wrong and you just go right here. And this is the back end of the dungeon. Doesn't really go anywhere. So anyways, this is my test stream. I'm gonna take some time to sit back and reflect and see how it went. Thank you for joining me, whoever you are that joined me, and whoa. Look at all the loot they sent me. It's like they cleaned off the desk at Blizzard employees' offices. Yeah, thank you for the show, and we'll see what happens later on.